Hi, welcome to part 2 of Stop the Cycle. My name is Eunice Mukimba. Welcome to Pink Amazon Therapy. This area of YouTube, this tiny little corner, I get to share my positive content, my inspirational content, my motivational content on self-help, on mental health, on self-development, and also of my journey as a Christian. Okay, so Karibu, if this is your first time, definitely click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so that you can get aware every single time I release some new content. Watch this video till the end, give me a like. Okay, so let's get started. So in the first part of the video, I got to share about what was trauma and what are the symptoms of unhealed trauma. If you've not watched this video yet, definitely almost at the end of this video, there'll be a link that will appear. Click on it also and watch that other video as well. If you have, let's just now go to the next part of all of this. Yeah, what could cause unhealed trauma, or what could just cause trauma in the first place? Yeah, I'll just give examples. I'll go listing. If you have more examples of what would cause unhealed trauma, please share in the comment section down below. Okay, so physical abuse, whether it happens in childhood or whether it happens in adulthood, this can cause trauma. Okay, bullying, especially when it happens in childhood, is very detrimental and it causes a lot of trauma. And I think this should be a topic that every single parent should have with their children. Make sure your child isn't being bullied and make sure your child isn't a bully. Okay? Sexual abuse, obviously, that is a very, very, very major cause of trauma. Toxic relationships are sources of trauma. What else? Even toxic friendships. I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, I'm also talking about friendships as well. Neglect during our childhood periods. Okay, during especially age 1 to 6, these are the formative years. These are the years where you should be nurturing, you should be looking after your children, you should get to know more about them. And even as they grow up, does not mean that you start being neglectful over a period of time, but things like neglect and maybe not feeling appropriately treated, even though it's just, maybe a sibling being favored over you or something like that, those are things that cause trauma in our childhood. Okay, what else can I think of? I think basically those are the ones that I can come up with at this point in time, but that's why I'm saying in the comment section, please share other sources of trauma. Okay, share even your experience and what maybe you have found as your source of your trauma. Okay, next part. Yeah, let's talk about therapy. Yeah, therapy is the most effective way to handle unhealed trauma. Okay, holding it in and hoping it will go away is not super helpful and may not bring you the solution that you want. Okay, ignoring it, somehow it will manifest itself on the surface. Okay, as long as you have had some form of trauma, and we agreed in the first part of this video that each and every one of us has gone through something traumatic, therapy is a really great option. Okay, the good thing about therapy is that it will allow you to have a lot of self-reflection and self-awareness. Okay, it is a self-awareness that you can achieve on your own, but therapy will also provide you with the coping tools and the coping mechanisms to be able to now handle the triggers of your trauma. Because yes, you may feel like you're over it, but what happens when you're triggered? What happens when you're put in a situation that maybe slightly reminds you of the situation that you've experienced? Sometimes we could just be then going through our everyday life and find ourselves with anxiety and depression and all these things, and we can't really source where they're coming from, and we really just want to get better, but most of this is as a result of unhealed trauma. Okay, so during a therapy session, basically the therapist helps you figure out, one, what is the source of your trauma? Yeah. Then the second thing a therapist should be able to help you with is going back to the incident or the experience of trauma and kind of taking your power back. Okay, That is very effective because it allows you not to be powerless over whatever had made you feel powerless, because that's what trauma is. It's an injury. It made you feel powerless. So you go back to the situation, and you're able to kind of figure out how to gain back your power from that circumstance or that experience. Yeah. The third thing a therapist should be able to help you with is to give you the coping tools to be able to survive any triggers that happen in the foreseeable future, in that you're no longer taking control over, but you're taking control over the situation and the circumstance that has happened to you. Okay. So now, what should you expect from your therapist? Yeah, a good therapist should be able to provide you for sure with confidentiality and security. You should always feel safe in a therapy moment. Okay, a therapeutic experience should be very safe, whether it's a virtual experience, whether it's a one-on-one experience in an office or with at least physical contact. You should feel safe when you are with your therapist. Your therapist should take into account your own belief systems and your own prejudices. Okay, each and every one of us has very different belief systems. We are all raised in different religions, we are of different genders, we are of different backgrounds, and therapy should be a sort of neutral zone where you should never feel judged for your pre-existing bias or your pre-existing belief system, and your therapist shouldn't be trying to push their own belief systems on you. Okay, so something else that you should also expect from your therapist about your belief system is that, one, they should allow you, it's a collaboration. There should be a collaborative experience between you and your therapist. That means they're not dictating to you what is expected of you and how you're meant to handle your situation, but they're asking you, what best coping mechanisms do you think you can handle? Do you think you can handle this situation with? Okay, so yeah, another thing that you should expect from your therapist is that all your feelings feel validated, and that's really important. A lot of people feel guilty for what they feel, and the one place you should always feel safe to just have even the feelings that you might not be able to consciously say out loud in front of other people, your therapist should give you a validated environment where you can express yourself exactly in your own words. Okay, not in their words or what you feel is an appropriate statement to say, but just like exactly how you feel. If you feel tired, if you feel used, if you feel all these things, just say them out loud in a therapeutic session. Okay. A therapist is not a cure for your disease. It's not a magic wand. We don't, abracadabra onto your life and fix it. It's a collaborative relationship where you have to put in the work as well as your therapist has to put in the work, and you work together to find a solution for your unhealed trauma. Okay, so because we're talking about trauma recovery. Okay, so not a magic wand. Definitely you're going to have to put in the effort, and it can't be one-sided on only the therapist. Also, coping skills are amazing because they do not mean that your life outside the therapy session gets solved by you being in therapy or changes. Okay, is that it will allow you to be in existence in your own personal life and handle it the way it is as you work towards changing it. Yeah. So at the link at my description box, there's a link to my WhatsApp. Please contact me if you're interested in talk therapy sessions. They're virtual therapy sessions. They're pretty helpful. Okay. There's also a link to a website where you can be able to order for the therapy sessions, and that would be pretty easy. It's a very easy method of payment. It's a very easy method of ordering. So yeah, basically link my description box. Please check both of those out. There's also the link to my blog related on this, on trauma recovery, and basically just everything I've been able to talk about in part 1 of this video and part 2 of this video. Okay, so I hope these videos were extremely helpful. I hope you feel empowered. I hope you feel like you have enough information to be able to make the decision, first to be self-aware, and 2 to start your process into healing. Okay, enjoy every single day purposefully. Again, that's my tagline. Does not matter what your day brings to you, choose to always enjoy every single moment of your life. Okay, so God bless you and have an amazing time.